from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Morning, everybody. It's Thursday. It is March 22nd. Courtney Friedman in for Leslie Mouton this morning.
Happy to be here. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. And we talked about the humidity's back, but so is the chance of rain, which we really need.
And we could use some rain around here. Those wildflowers could use a drink, Mike Osterhage.
Yes, indeed. And the thing about the rain chances, now it's still into the middle part of next week, so it's a couple of days off, but at least it's very encouraging right now. Some of the best rain chances we've had around here in a while. As far as the humidity, short term, it's not oppressively humid right now, but you walk outside and you can sort of smell the extra humidity. It's not going to be still a pretty nice day, not as perfect as the past couple of days. We have dropped to 53 degrees right now, and dew point temperatures are in the low to even some mid 50s around here. So one thing we may have to watch out for with these clear skies, a hint of even some fog in places, just because we saw the clear skies and temperatures are trying to drop down a little bit. Later on this morning, 56 degrees, and still think we're going to see some clouds developing in the next couple of hours, and then 78 for a high temperature today with partly cloudy skies, wind out of the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour, which is going to help to continue to pull in the humidity from the Gulf of Mexico. Next few mornings, some morning mist and drizzle, a little bit of patchy fog here and there. Then we'll talk about those rain chances not till about the first to middle portion of next week. Details in just a couple of minutes. Time saver traffic right now. Here's the very latest from Detective Robert Dart.
Thanks, Mike. And 6 o'clock rolls around and starts to get busy on the roadways, and we are seeing a couple of accidents rolling in, just minor accidents, so they're not really going to cause too much of a slowdown out there. Look out for this one at Parent Vital near Loop 410. It's not on 410, so traffic on 410 should be okay. Over on the city south side, Lone Star Pass and Applewhite, look out for an accident in that intersection. Freeways, though, overall look pretty good. This is 410 in San Pedro, but you can see that it is definitely picking up there on the north side near the airport. And over on the city south side, 35 in Division, definitely picking up in both directions, northbound and southbound. Mark?
Robert, thank you. San Antonio police trying to figure out who is behind a mask and a murder. They say that gunman who had his face covered shot and killed a 22-year-old woman. Shot and killed a 22-year-old woman at a northwest side apartment complex and wounded one of her friends. Our Katrina Weber is live on Danny K Drive, not far from Wurzbach and Babcock, with more on this story. Katrina, you say this happened during what police believe was a robbery.
That's what they told us. These are the Seven Oaks apartments, and police say it happened right on that path. A masked gunman shooting those two people after making demands. Those two victims were with a third person, another woman. When they found themselves facing that robber and his gun, police say had they made it a few more steps, they would have been home. They were on the path to the murder victim's apartment when the man with his face covered jumped out from behind another building. The police don't know what made him shoot that 22-year-old woman, but she suffered multiple gunshot wounds. She died less than an hour later at a hospital. The man was hit one time and is being treated. The other woman who was with them managed to run away when the shooting started, police say. They're hoping, though, that she may have seen something or may have some clues that will lead them to the killer. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Homeowners and business owners can return to their neighborhood up in Pflugerville.
This after being evacuated yesterday by authorities as they search the Austin bombing suspect's home.
KSAT 12's Max Massey is live here downtown this morning. Max, you were at the search yesterday there in that neighborhood, and there were several precautions taken.
That's right. Authorities evacuated about 5 blocks surrounding the home. They wanted to make sure that if they found explosives and they went off, that everyone in the area would be as safe as possible. A Travis County SWAT pulled out one of their SWAT vehicles, a secured truck, right into the backyard of the home. And we saw it topple a fence. We then saw some SWAT officers break through some of the windows of the home, even pull out an anti-explosives robot. The search lasted about 12 hours. Authorities detained and questioned the suspects' 2 roommates, not releasing their names as they were not under arrest. Then, after the lengthy search, investigators say one room in the home contained bomb components and explosive materials, but no finished bombs. They were analyzing Condit's internet history to find out how he learned how to make these explosive devices. And by the end of the day, federal investigators did say that they are fairly certain that there are no more devices out there, but they want the public to remain vigilant and want to make sure that if anyone sees any suspicious packages, to call 911 as soon as as possible. As for the investigation, still trying to figure out why anyone would do something like this. Reporting live downtown, Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
And this is a story we've been following closely on air, obviously, and online. Right now on our website, we take a look at the 25-minute confession left behind by the suspect. Just head to ksat.com and look for this story on the homepage.
6:05 right now. New this morning, 6 people are dead after an explosion at a chemical factory in the Czech Republic. That's according to officials who also say several people have been hurt. Now, that plant is located in a town just north of Prague. The town's mayor says a tank with an unspecified substance exploded. He said he believes there was no danger to the town itself. A firefighter spokesperson said there's no danger of further explosions at that site.
An argument over $200 has landed a woman in the hands of police. 24-year-old Carlisha Mikwanique Woods is under arrest for aggravated robbery. Police say about 2 weeks ago, she drove to her mother's home, the mother of a man whose ex-boyfriend owes her money. She demanded the 27-year-old victim pay it instead. He refused. Police say Woods and another man then threw pieces of a tree branch through a window of the home, hurting the victim. Police say the pair then approached the home holding knives before eventually leaving empty-handed. Well, the sentencing phase for cop killer Sean Puente begins today after the jury found the 34-year-old guilty of capital murder yesterday. The death penalty is a possible punishment. Our Josh Skurnick is live in the newsroom now. And Josh, it could be a while before the jury makes a decision.
According to the death penalty is no small consideration. Puente is convicted of shooting San Antonio police officer Robert Bobby Decker to death during a high-speed chase on the night of December 7th, 2013. The chase began in San Antonio and ended in Atascosa County. Yesterday, Atascosa County District Attorney Audrey Lewis urged the jury to reject less serious charges of manslaughter and aggravated assault on a police officer that were up for consideration as well. Puente and co-defendant 28-year-old Genevieve Ramos were suspects in an armed robbery in San Antonio. Puente's lawyer argued his client was high on drugs and did not intend to kill Deckard during a car chase afterwards. Ramos was driving the getaway car. She is also facing capital murder charges and is in jail awaiting trial. Mark, Courtney.
Other morning headlines now, the latest on the Facebook data scandal. Chief Executive Officer and co-founder Mark Zuckerberg now responding to the outrage over how outsiders handle Facebook's user data. Zuckerberg is admitting mistakes and pledging to work on their security, saying the company has been too trusting of developers in the past. ABC Stephanie Ramos reports this morning from Washington.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is now admitting his company messed up after 50 million Americans had their user profiles exploited, allegedly by Cambridge Analytica, a firm hired by the Trump campaign.
So this was a major breach of trust, and I'm really sorry that this happened. We have a basic responsibility to protect people's data.
The apology on CNN comes days after the story broke and more than 2 years since the company learned of the privacy breach aimed at swaying Facebook users in the 2016 presidential election.
I think what's clear is that in 2016, we were not as on top of a number of issues as we should have, whether it was Russian interference or fake news.
The company obtained that data from this man, computer scientist Alexander Kogan.
Did they tell you what they were going to do with their data?
No. I knew it was for political consulting, but beyond that, no idea.
Zuckerberg says Facebook has already taken steps to prevent this from happening again. Whistleblower Christopher Wiley, who left Cambridge Analytica in 2014, says before the campaign even began, the firm was gauging public opinion on phrases that would become Trump staples.
We are going to drain the swamp.
Wiley has now agreed to testify before Congress as special counsel Robert Mueller zeroes in on Cambridge Analytica's relationship with the Trump campaign.
Facebook's stock has dropped even more after this fallout, but Zuckerberg says he hasn't seen, quote, a meaningful number of people deleting their Facebook accounts because of the scandal. Those who do should know after you suspend your account, it takes up to 90 days for it to be fully deleted from the site. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
And then you have to wonder, after 90 days, is it really gone from their database?
Yeah, there are some settings that you can work with where it's connected to the apps on your phone. If you go into settings, you can see which apps your Facebook is connected to, and you can actually log into them separately.
Need to review your settings if you are a Facebook user. 6:10, 53 degrees.
Doctors are lowering the age you should start worrying about skin cancer prevention by a lot. Just ahead, when you should start putting sunscreen on your baby.
Live look outside with CityCam, waiting on that sunrise. Once again, we've dropped down to 53 degrees. The humidity is creeping back in right now, and we have rain in the extended forecast. We could use it. Mike will have all the details coming up.
Maverick is more than just a sports team or a popular TV series. It's defined as an independent-minded person, a term whose origin traces back to a prominent figure from San Antonio. Samuel Augustus Maverick was a politician, land baron, and signer of the Texas Declaration of Independence. Born in South Carolina, Maverick arrived to Texas in 1835, just weeks before the Texas Revolution. During his time in the city, he served as the mayor, treasurer, representative in the Congress of the Republic of Texas, and state legislator. As for the definition of Maverick, legend has it he would allow his cattle to roam freely. With no brandings found on them, cowboys would identify them as Maverick's cow, creating the term Maverick. But the politician wasn't just known for his unbranded cattle. Maverick was a big investor in West Texas acreage, topping a total of 300,000 acres. In fact, Maverick County was named in his honor.
San Antonio's Tricentennial Moments on KSAT 12 are powered by Frost Bank and Sierra Cars, Trucks, and RVs and Christus Santa Rosa Health System.
6 on your Thursday morning. Welcome back. And if you're just waking up, good morning. With all this gorgeous weather we've had over the past couple days, this next story is pretty relevant.
New federal guidelines recommend doctors start offering skin cancer prevention, get this, as early as 6 months old. That's a drastic change from previous recommendations.
Sure is. Josh Skurnick is here with us in the studio. And Josh, when they say skin cancer prevention, what are they talking about now?
It's something you probably already do right now, and that's putting on sunscreen. The difference now, though, is before your baby even learns to walk, they should get used to never leaving the house without sunscreen. This is according to new recommendations from the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, an independent panel of experts. It updated guidelines from 2012, which called for skin cancer prevention and education beginning at age 10. Now it says it should begin when a child is 6 months old. The task force encourages doctors to suggest babies use sunscreen and wear protective clothing when going outdoors. The experts explain children and teens exposed to the sun's harmful UV rays are at greater risk for developing skin cancer as adults. The new guidelines are also especially critical for people under the age of 24 who have fair skin, freckles, and a family history of skin cancer. People who use tanning beds or burn easily as well are also at a higher risk for the disease. The new recommendations are based on a review of 21 studies focusing on preventing skin cancer. Mark, Courtney?
Unbelievable. 6 months old.
I know, 6 months old.
I know a lot of, families that are very protective of their kids when they're out in the sun anyway, but this just kind of adds more credence to it. And the sunscreen for the kiddos.
Well, I thought it was always, you go to the beach, you have the big sun hats for your kids, right? And while they're like playing with their pots and pails.
Right.
But yeah, I guess they're saying to lather it on right now.
Arms and legs and the face.
Good habits.
Yep. Thank you very much, Josh.
You're welcome.
Let's check traffic right now. It is almost exactly 6:17.
And just working a couple of accidents right now, only on the roadways, not really causing too much of a slowdown. This one over on the city south side, there at Applewhite and Lone Star Pass, going to be just right outside of the Toyota plant. And over on the northeast side, this one's along the access road at Perrin Vital near 410, not affecting the main lanes of 410. And freeways look good. This is I-10 and Frio in the downtown area. Traffic coming in and out of downtown, running smoothly, as you can see there, and starting to pick up a little bit. We'll start to see a little bit of stacking there at 35 coming in the inbound lanes, but right now, not looking bad.
It's interesting talking about the whole sunscreen and everything like that. My dermatologist has said, no, just as part of your daily morning routine. Brush your teeth, brush your hair, put on sunscreen.
Put on sunscreen.
Companies are playing catch up as well. I mean, almost every product now that I use has sunscreen in it, which is good. Yeah.
And they say even early on in childhood, a couple of really bad sunburns is an absolute primer for future skin cancer problems.
I still have white spots on my shoulders from when I was a kid and burned so bad, being fair and blue-eyed too.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you can have the darkest black skin and still it's a danger
I'm
to
a
you.
little darker myself, and I got sunburned this weekend, unfortunately. So.
Yep. Start them young.
And on the cloudiest days, you can get the nastiest sun.
Yes, you can.
Those are the worst.
We are going to have plenty of sunshine around here today. Look at this. I love this picture. All these nice sunsets there along the Guadalupe. It just looks so tranquil and peaceful. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect pictures. We've got pollen. Not bad right now. Oak did drop down. I don't know, has the season finally come to an end? Wouldn't that be nice? Just at 410, low amounts of everything else. And we still have mostly clear skies right now. What we're going to have to watch out for when we've got the temperatures right now have dropped a little bit thanks to the clear skies. Clouds haven't developed as of yet, but then we're running neck and neck with the dew point temperatures. And as temperatures try and drop down, clear skies might run into just a hint of some fog around the area. And we'll see a few low clouds developing later on this morning. Now, as far as the humidity, wind flow continues off the Gulf of Mexico from the southeast and is going to be picking up. So that will just increase the humidity. So throughout the rest of the evening and into tomorrow, as well as the weekend, dew points are definitely going to be getting up in there into the mid 60s and staying there. So that'll help out with the morning mist and drizzle. And as far as clouds, we'll have some of them today. A lot of them starting off tomorrow then, a little bit of sunshine in the afternoon, and same thing pretty much on Saturday. I think we'll stay cloudier, though, as time rolls on. Then we get into next week. So this high has been kind of dominating things right now, and there's a big storm which is developing off in the Pacific Northwest. That's going to sort of edge its way in our direction, and right now it's going to take a path far enough to the south and park over about Arizona by first part of next week, say Tuesday. And then as that moves on in here, we're going to get some lift out ahead of that. And that's right now setting up to be a pretty good scenario for some rain, not just, some big thunderstorms that pop up and big heavy downpours all at once, but maybe an extended period of 2-3 days of some rain by the middle part of next week. So keep your fingers crossed for that. 72 degrees today at noon. Partly sunny skies. We'll have clouds develop this morning, and then we'll see more sunshine mixed in with the clouds. So partly cloudy later on today. 78 degrees for a high temperature. Not too extreme, but you will notice the humidity a bit more. Not as just pleasantly dry as it has been the past couple of days. Winds out of the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Next couple of mornings we stay in the 60s. Good indication of a lot more humidity around here. A lot of clouds, morning mist and drizzle hanging around here. And even a shower is possible or a thunderstorm late in the day on Sunday. A little bit better chance later Monday, but the better chance of rain right now is going to be middle of next week, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Morning mist. Yep. Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, and we need that rain, so
and
bear with it.
Because the past couple of rain events have been, just huge thunderstorms, and you get that heavy rain all at once. But if this could be that good soaking,
more widespread, because those storms were very hit or miss.
Right. If you get the soaking 2 or 3 days of rain, that'd be perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. 621, 53 degrees.
Scientists have created a remote-controlled robot, and get this, it swims. You don't want to miss how it works. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. It is 6:24. We have an open headset in the booth, by the way. Just want to let you know that. Vesta behind the kitchen door right now. I can almost smell the eggs, the bacon, and the hash brown casserole because Cracker Barrel at 98 Northeast Loop 410 recently got a perfect score on their health inspection. So did Domino's Pizza, 1803 Vance Jackson. Peter Piper Pizza, 3131 Southeast Military Drive, also makes our list on this Thursday morning. So does Taco Cabana. Ace their inspection at 8516 Fredericksburg Road. And then Chipotle, 4727 Medical Drive. If your establishment got a perfect score within the last 30 days, send me an email at bkd@ksat.com. Courtney?
Thanks so much, Mark. Let's take a look at some consumer news. YouTube's push for more paid subscribers. According to Bloomberg, the site plans to increase that number of ads that play between music videos. The idea is to get users to pay for its subscription music service. That's expected to launch sometime later this year. And IBM has unveiled what it calls the world's smallest computer. This is a magnified photo of the computer sitting on a pile of salt grains. It reportedly costs less than 10 cents to manufacture, and the goal is to insert these into products. And there's a new kind of fish in the sea. Scientists have created a remote-controlled robot that allows them to study the underwater crowd. Sophie is available to capture high-res images, and it can reach a depth of 60 feet and stay under for 40 minutes. Pretty incredible. Time now is, we don't have that, 6:26. Let's take a look at TransGuide. Do we have TransGuide? All right, there we go. It's at 35 in St. Mary's. Everything seems to be going smoothly on all the roads, and we'll check in with Detective Dart later to see if there are any incidents. We'll be right back. You're watching Good Morning San Antonio.
A night out on the town has given way to a morning of misery for some people here on the northwest side. 2 people shot, one of them killed. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll have that story coming up.
The suspect in the Austin bombings is dead, but still so many questions remain. Good morning, I'm Max Matz. We have the latest in the investigation coming up on Good Morning San Antonio.
And a live look outside with City Cam. Looks like we've got a few high clouds out there right now. We're expecting more sunshine, but the humidity is making a comeback after near perfect weather most of the week right here in South Texas. Welcome back, everybody. 6:30 on your Thursday. It's March 22nd.
Thank you so much for waking up and starting your morning with us. And it's been a good start to the morning. Very quiet on the road.
Hasn't been too bad. A couple of minor accidents, but we do have an accident coming in over on the city's west side. Conflicting locations. I'm going to try to get a direction and location, exact location along 151 near Military Wiseman area.
Okay, we know more information is on the way. Let's get an update now from Mike Ostrage on what the rest of our Thursday looks like weather-wise.
Overall, not bad. If you just look at today by itself, now it is slightly more humid this morning. You can kind of smell that extra humidity. It's nowhere near going to be as perfect as what it was the past few days. Just can't beat that. And now it looks like we do have some of those clouds that have finally developed, and temperatures are in the low mid 50s. That's just about normal. The difference really is these numbers, the dew point temperatures, the measure moisture in the atmosphere, which just a couple of days ago were down in the 20s and 30s. So now we're back up into the 50s, and which by itself is not bad, not as pleasant as the past couple of days, but it is definitely going to be going up as far as the humidity, not only later on today, but the next couple of days. So milder, kind of humid this morning, partly cloudy, not as great. Still overall, not bad. Tomorrow, some morning mist and drizzle. I don't think we'll see anything like that this morning, but with the humidity continuing to get pumped in here, we'll have morning mist and drizzle not only tomorrow, but over the weekend. Warm and humid all the way through the weekend as well. Now, the encouraging thing is we do have some decent rain chances in the forecast for the first and especially middle part of next week. We'll get that all sorted out and get the details of the weekend forecast in just a couple of minutes. Time saver traffic right now. So you said that the accident's on the west side?
Yeah, it looks like it's on the west side near the SeaWorld area, and I got a direction on it. It's going to be along 151 in the inbound lanes of 151 right near Wiseman Boulevard and Military. So look out for that one. Didn't have a chance to plot it. I was trying to look for a direction on that accident. The other accident that's working right now should be clearing up soon. Applewhite and Lone Star Pass over on the city's south side. Overall, freeways don't look too bad. This is I-10 and Frio picking up there in the inbound and outbound lanes in both directions. Courtney, Mark?
Robert, thank you very much. We want to get you updated on a story we have been tracking for most of the morning right here on GMSA. San Antonio police are hoping someone may have information that will lead them to a killer, a masked man who shot 2 people overnight. A 22-year-old woman has died from her wounds. This all happened at an apartment complex on Danny K, not far from Babcock and Wurzbach Road on the northwest side. Our Katrina Weber is live on the scene. Have they released a preliminary description of that killer, Katrina?
What they have is pretty basic. What they've given us is pretty basic. A man dressed all in black with something, perhaps a mask covering his face. Now, police say that they believe robbery was his goal, but for some reason, he took it to a deadly level. It's a 22-year-old woman who was shot and killed. She was shot multiple times, according to police. A man who was with her was hit once and is being treated at a hospital. Police say they and a third person all were coming home from a night out around 3 this morning. They were just steps away from the apartment where the murder victim lived when they met up with the gunman. Police say he jumped out from behind a building here at the Seven Oaks Apartments, made demands, and then shot the woman and man. The other woman who was with them managed to run away. The police wrapped up their investigation here about an hour ago, but they are speaking with that woman who was not hurt and others, trying to find out exactly who's behind this killing. Reporting live from the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you very much. Now to the latest out of Austin. Federal and local law enforcement still investigating the Austin bombing suspect, Mark Anthony Condit.
After searching Condit's home in Pflugerville, still questions remain. KSAT 12's Max Massey joins us now from downtown. And Max, we know authorities found a self-recorded video.
Austin police say on Condit's phone they found a 25-minute long self-recorded video that they're saying amounts to a confession. Now, authorities say in the self-recorded video, Condit details the differences among the weapons he built, but his motive still remains a mystery. Condit was tracked down using surveillance video, cell phone signals, and witness accounts of a customer shipping packages in a disguise that included a blonde wig and gloves. Yesterday, the Pflugerville neighborhood was evacuated as several federal agencies searched Condit's home, and inside they found bomb-making materials. But today, the investigation continues. Federal and local law enforcement working together, still trying to figure out why anyone would do something like this. Reporting live downtown, Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Max, thank you. This is a story obviously we have been following very closely on air and, of course, online. Right now on our website, we take a look at how police track down the suspect. Just head to ksat.com and look for the story on our homepage.
New this morning, police have arrested a convicted sex offender who's now accused of sexually assaulting 2 more young girls. San Antonio police got a warrant for 44-year-old Humberto Gonzalez Jr. on Wednesday. He's accused of assaulting 2 girls. The youngest is 8 years old. Both girls went to visit a friend earlier this week and told an adult what they say was happening to them. Police spoke with Gonzalez about the outcries, and he denied the claims. He's now in the Bexar County Jail. His previous conviction was for indecency with a child by contact. Police say Child Protective Services has made arrangements for the victims.
Well, we are already about a quarter of the way through 2018's Big Give SA.
This annual local charity bonanza began at midnight this morning. And our Josh Skurnick is in the newsroom. He's been tracking it. Josh, we checked with you about an hour ago. Are there any updates?
Well, let's take a look, right? Because the website is updated in real time. So an hour ago, we had 6,041 donors had raised $761,000. If we go and refresh, we can see that that number just jumped to, a pretty good amount, 6,557 donors, $800,000, $837,000 for 514 organizations. Pretty good, right? Especially when people are just waking up right now. This is the first year the 24-hour fundraising drive is happening in March. It's usually in May. The drive provides a big boost to hundreds of nonprofits from 14 counties in our area. The Big Give ends at 11:59 tonight. There are over 600 nonprofits signed up. The city's goal is to raise $7 million. So we still got a ways to go. That would be a new record. You can donate at thebiggivesa.org. Mark, Courtney.
Thank you, Josh. Right now, it is 6:37, 53 degrees.
Here's a look at what's coming up after the break.
Coming up on GMSA, how neighborhood quality affects kids' behavior.
Welcome back and good morning to you. It is 6:41 on your Thursday morning. Okay, according to experts, neighborhoods with abandoned homes and garbage-filled lots could be more than just eyesores for those living nearby.
It's interesting. New research suggests the perceived quality of a neighborhood may influence a child's behavior through his or her teens and possibly beyond.
KSAT 12's Myra Arthur has that story.
A clean, safe place to play. What other factors do parents perceive as making a neighborhood high quality or poor quality for raising kids? This East Baltimore neighborhood was the inspiration for one area of public health research. Scientist Ming-Ying Lee lived here while attending graduate school.
Once I actually heard a gunshot out of my doorstep, and a probably teenager got shot. on his back.
Lee and fellow researchers at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health studied data on 3,500 children over 10 years, from birth to age 12. Researchers say parents rated the perceived quality of their neighborhood for raising children, with a score of 1 being the poorest to a high of 5. Many of the poor quality neighborhoods had dilapidated homes, garbage, signs of drug use on the sidewalks, and lots of noise.
Children live in poor quality neighborhood would have more externalizing behaviors.
Problem behaviors in kids like fighting, bullying, cheating, or being destructive predicted more serious outcomes later in life. But researchers say caregivers can help a child change direction.
If there is a change of environment, say if they have improvements in their family relationship or the neighborhood condition, they actually might have an opportunity to improve.
Researchers say most caregivers knew they were living in a neighborhood that wasn't the best for raising kids, but were unable to leave for a number of reasons, including the cost of housing, proximity to jobs, and childcare. Researchers say future studies may measure whether current housing programs can mitigate some of those factors and impact a child's behavior. For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Myra Arthur, KSAT 12 News.
Good news, Spurs fans. Our Spurs are on a win streak. They've won their last 5, and last night they hosted the Washington Wizards for the first time this season. After pulling ahead by 22 points, Pop was able to rest his starters for the final 4 minutes of the game. Final score, Spurs win 98-90. LaMarcus Aldridge led all scorers with 27 points and 9 rebounds. He has played a huge role in the Spurs' recent success, averaging 29.6 points and 9.2 rebounds per game in the last 5 games. Way to go, L.A. Up next, it's the Spurs' last game of this homestand. Tomorrow night, they defend the house against the Utah Jazz. Tip-off is set for 7:30. And in case if you're wondering, the Spurs still sit in the 6th spot in the Western Conference.
Go Spurs, go. Let's take a look at the roads with Detective Robert Dart. We know you were tracking one specific accident by 151.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's getting busier as the morning goes on. We've got another accident coming in. I want to let you know about this one, though. We are starting to see some slowdowns behind this accident in the eastbound lanes of 151 at Military. Now it's where it's reported. It looks like it's off to the left shoulder near the median. So look out for that one. We're probably going to start to see more and more slowdowns there in the inbound lanes of 151. Fisher Road in Quintana. This one came out as a major accident. Not a lot of traffic through that area, but if you do travel through there, just look out for a lot of activity. It looks like fire, EMS, and police are all three going to be at the scene there. Applewhite and Lone Star Pass. This accident is clearing up just outside of the Toyota plant. 281 in Grayson. This is just north of downtown, and wow, it's starting to really get busy there along that stretch of 281 as it approaches the 35 interchange, and of course 35 always busy this time of the morning. Actually, always busy, period.
I was just going to say.
24/7, 365. Thank you, Robert.
Not a problem.
Thanks. All right, so the rain coming is
Right.
going to be good news. Might clear out in time for all of our guests.
Yeah, hopefully so. Now, this is still obviously 4, 5, 6 days away in the middle part of next week, but right now it's looking encouraging as far as a kind of an extended soaking rain. The humidity obviously is going to be making a return. And as a matter of fact, it has started to make a return. Rain will be helping out some of these wildflowers quite nicely, but beautiful picture of those bluebonnets there. And I don't know, anybody know what that purple lavender?
It's a little purple flower.
Okay, the little purple flower.
That one.
Thank you very much there.
You're welcome.
They're pretty.
It's like your tie.
Mr. Botany. Oak is on the moderate side, low amounts of everything else. Still got all that nice yellow dust all over there. And the clouds have finally started to move in. Ceilings now being reported just about 2,300 feet out there at the airport. We did have clear skies earlier this morning, but with the humidity coming on in here and those low clouds are developing, they'll be sticking around throughout a good portion of the morning. We're at 54 right now in town, 57 Kerrville, and also 54 in Carrizo Springs. And then dew points measure moisture in the atmosphere up about anywhere from 10, 15 degrees just over the past couple of days. And with this extra humidity getting pumped in here from the Gulf of Mexico, the dew points and therefore the humidity will continue to go up over the next couple of days. And as it goes up, I don't think we'll see anything this morning, but tomorrow and then going into the weekend, maybe some mist and drizzle in the morning with a lot of those low morning clouds. Then we go into the rest of the weekend and maybe even a couple of showers late in the day, Sunday, perhaps Monday. More on that in just a second. Here's the computer model, though, throughout the rest of today and going into tomorrow. So we will have a couple of some leftover clouds around today, call it partly cloudy skies. Then tomorrow, lots of clouds in the morning and, you know, one or two of those little misty sprinkles out there, some sunshine in the afternoon, and the same thing again on Saturday. But I think as we go into Saturday and Sunday, we'll keep more clouds throughout the course of the day. So this high is what we can thank for the great weather we've been having down there just to the south of us. And now as it starts to work its way out of here, the southwesterly flow becomes more pronounced. And this is why we've been seeing some of those, a little bit of that moisture loft in the atmosphere. But as that low develops and works its way down sort of in our direction, parking over Arizona by the first part of next week, Monday, Tuesday, that then is not only going to increase all the moisture around here, but also give us some lift out ahead of it. So that, and then as it kind of slides in a little bit closer, is going to enhance the rain chances as we get into late Monday, but especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and right now looking like Thursday. So hopefully, and again, it's still a couple of days off, but hopefully long-range forecasts kind of stick to what they are, because that would be just what we need for next week. 72 degrees at noon today, partly sunny skies, and we'll keep some of these low clouds left over throughout the morning, and then partly cloudy, 78 for a high temperature. Southeasterly wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour, a bit breezy, and that's going to continue to pull in the humidity from the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of humidity around then tomorrow and into the weekend. Morning mist and drizzle is going to be possible. A couple of showers maybe on Sunday, but that right now, that better chance of rain late Monday and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think on Thursday as well. It'd be nice to have it just a couple of just soaking raining days.
I still think that little flower matched your tie perfectly.
I knew he was going to say something about the flower.
You don't know what the name is, though.
I honestly don't know. You're right.
I'm terrible with flower names. If you know, let us know on Facebook. Facebook us.
The little purple flowers.
Email us. They're gorgeous flowers.
They are. 648, 53 degrees.
Taking a look outside at CityCam. Let's see what it has in store for us. Oh, the sun's trying to come up just a little bit. You can see those clouds. If you're waking up right now, step outside. It's going to be a little more humid. We'll be right back.
The search is on for a murderer who wore a mask. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber on the northwest side. These are the Seven Oaks apartments on Danny Kaye Drive, and police say this is where a 22-year-old woman was shot and killed this morning. It happened right on this path back here. Police say that she was coming home from a night out with two friends, another woman and a man, when a man with a mask jumped out from behind a building, made demands, and then shot her multiple times. The man who was with her also was shot one time. He's being treated at a hospital. Police say the other woman managed to run away and was not hurt. They are questioning her and other people who are in the area and may have seen what happened, hoping to be able to track down this killer. This happened a little bit after 3 o'clock this morning. Reporting from the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is now admitting his company messed up after 50 million Americans had their user profiles exploited, allegedly by Cambridge Analytica, a firm hired by the Trump campaign.
So this was a major breach of trust, and I'm really sorry that this happened. We have a basic responsibility to protect people's data.
The apology on CNN comes days after the story broke and more than 2 years since the company learned of the privacy breach aimed at swaying Facebook users in the 2016 presidential election.
I think what's clear is that in 2016, we were not as on top of a number of issues as we should have, whether it was Russian interference or fake news.
The company obtained that data from this man, computer scientist Alexander Kogan.
Did they tell you what they were going to do with their data?
No. I knew it was for political consulting, but beyond that, no idea.
Zuckerberg says Facebook has already taken steps to prevent this from happening again. Whistleblower Christopher Wiley, who left Cambridge Analytica in 2014, says before the campaign even began, the firm was gauging public opinion on phrases that would become Trump staples.
We are going to drain the swamp.
Wiley has now agreed to testify before Congress as special counsel Robert Mueller zeroes in on Cambridge Analytica's relationship with the Trump campaign.
Facebook's stock has dropped even more after this fallout, but Zuckerberg says he hasn't seen, quote, a meaningful number of people deleting their Facebook accounts because of the scandal. Those who do should know after you suspend your account, it takes up to 90 days for it to be fully deleted from the site. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
About 5 till coming up today on GMSA at 9. A new startup is hoping to change urban transportation here in San Antonio.
Blue Duck Scooters is introducing an electric-powered scooter that offers people something just a little different.
That's right. Tiffany Huertas will introduce you to the owner, and we just might have them here live. Stay tuned. That's coming up on GMSA at 9.
All right, we've been tracking a couple accidents across the city. Let's go to Detective Robert Dart and see how those are doing.
And we're starting to see some slowdowns in the usual areas along inbound lanes of 35 and over on the northwest side along eastbound 1604 near I-10. Accidents that are working, though, right now at Judson and 35. This one's actually on Judson, not on the main lanes of 35. Those slowdowns on 35 are just the usual slowdowns. Eastbound 151 at West Military, look out for an accident there. And over on the southwest side, Fisher Road and Quintana Road, that one has fire, EMS, and police, all three at the scene. Mike?
Thank you, sir. Got some low clouds hanging around here right now, and temperatures are actually gone up a little bit in the past about hour, half hour, as the moisture and milder air continue to get pumped in here. So we're at 55 now in town, 57 Kerrville, 50 in New Braunfels, 72 at noon, 78 for a high temperature, partly cloudy skies today. Humidity, you kind of feel it. It's going to continue to go up over the next couple of days. Keep your fingers crossed for decent rain chances middle of next week.
Fingers are crossed.
Yes, they are.
Thank you so much for joining us this